How could I speak to strangers with these kinds of thoughts and not make them recoil? I was a freak. Self-aware, perhaps, but a freak nonetheless. I didn't choose this place. Finding it was like stumbling upon a $100 bill. Or better, winning the lottery. I was anonymous here, just as the land was anonymous to me. So before I became social, I had to do some thinking. Absorb the realities of my life. Assimilate some facts. And then I would go out, smile, be social, sell myself. And confront my own happiness. This was something I felt here quickly, and it surprised me. My anonymity was reassuring. I smiled. I was a loner who didn't speak to anyone, and smiled for no reason. And yet they let me stay. My station here afforded me a freedom that was hard to describe. After months of living before the world, of scrutiny, of feeling owned by others, of being both a construct and a victim of the media, of suffering under the tyranny of something I still have trouble defining, anonymity was like a gift, a return to being me. The joy of being ignored was a joy I had never even imagined. It was a green light to get on with my life, to live again, and write new endings to stories unknown. It wasn't as if these people didn't have access to my story. There are televisions here. The ranch is hooked up to satellite television. The place is wired. There's Wi-Fi. The media reaches here. It comes in. This place isn't disconnected from the world in that sense. The only thing lacking is standard cell phone reception, and they have built this into the PR as a way of selling the place, a stress-free environment where the real world need not intrude. Given its proximity to nothing but mountains and tall grass, I imagine the ranch will be stress-free for quite a while yet. I arrived here feeling like a failure. Worse, I felt a comic failure. And I asked myself, got bogged down by this question, is comic failure the true definition of tragedy? Because I'd let people down. People I knew and didn't know. I'd disappointed my family. I'd spent a summer running toward something, but also from something, and I'd strung the world along, through no fault of my own. I want to be clear. I didn't ask for the attention. But there are people wandering around, perhaps even close to this place, and I'm a possible enabler to their disappointment. This was a fear. Now, after some thought, it's just a worry I can handle. And once my fears became worries, once I had started to let things go, I started to socialize. Because I realized, finally, something about happiness. I understood parts of the equation that make up our lives. That freedom from worry, from trepidation, from want, equals happiness. It sounds silly to say, but I'd not been a happy man. Only now do I realize how unhappy I was. With the discovery of my happiness, I greeted my coworkers. I became flirtatious. When my fears became mere worries, I began to feel human again. I began to speak. I began to trust people again. And so this place, the ridiculousness of it, works for me. The Big K Ranch and Spa. 34 rooms, each with a plasma screen TV, stocked minibar, Swiss shower, jacuzzi, plunge pool, fireplace. Horseback riding, hikes, yoga, full spa with aroma and massotherapy. A lecture series with a guest speaker list that reads like the media guide to a big city PBS station. The head chef published a well-received cookbook. This is the kind of place that generates buzz thousands of miles away. It is a literal oasis, an artfully contrived piece of luxury surrounded by nothing more than earth and sky. Guests receive a Stetson upon arrival. Reservations include questions about hat size. The Stetsons are custom-made in Helena.